So far we've talked about Baba Yaga as this fearsome forest spirit, this judge, this devourer, but I want to take a step back now and ask something broader. Who is she really? I mean, is she always this terrible, which in every version, or are there other, maybe, stranger versions of her out there?
Oh, Mark, you're opening a very large and very twisted door, but yes, let's walk through it. Baba Yaga isn't just one figure in Slavic mythology. She's more like a cluster of archetypes layered over each other. In some tales, she's a single old woman with iron teeth and a bone pestle, but in others, there are actually 3 Baba Yagas, 3 sisters, each with her own house, each older and more powerful than the last.
3, like the Fates or the Norns, that kind of thing?
Exactly, that ancient triple goddess structure. The maiden, the mother, the crone, but here, it's usually 3 crones. Sometimes they're helpful, sometimes deadly, and sometimes they simply give directions deeper into the woods, like gatekeepers to a darker realm. And some researchers believe these triple Baba Yagas represent ancient pre-Christian goddesses, ones that were demonized over time as beliefs shifted.
So she could be more than just a monster. She might be a degraded version of something that was once divine?
Yes, and that's one of the most compelling interpretations. You can see it in how complex she is. She's terrifying, yes, but she also gives guidance. She helps lost travelers. She offers wisdom always brutally, often through trials, but the help is real. She might be a witch now, but perhaps she was once a goddess of death and rebirth. A force of nature that humans tried to make sense of.
That's wild. It's like she's caught between 2 worlds, 1 foot in the divine, 1 foot in the monstrous.
And that duality makes her dangerous, but also magnetic. We're drawn to her in stories because she's unpredictable. You never know if she's going to eat you or give you a magic comb and a blessing. And she doesn't seem to care either way. That indifference is what terrifies people. She's not driven by greed or love or revenge. She acts according to rules we don't understand.
That indifference is honestly more chilling than rage. A monster that hates you is at least reacting to you, a monster that sees you as meat or a riddle to solve. That's a whole different level of dread.
And then there's her appearance. It shifts. Sometimes she's 12 feet tall, other times she's small and hunched. Some stories say she has one eye, others describe her as moving so fast she blurs. The inconsistency adds to her mythic status. She becomes this shape-shifting, unknowable entity. Just when you think you've got a grip on her, the story twists.
So we're not just talking about a witch in a hut. We're talking about a symbol, a kind of cultural cipher.
That's the perfect way to put it. Baba Yaga is a reflection of how a culture sees power, femininity, fear, nature. She's a holder of boundaries. She sits at the threshold between the living and the dead, the known and the unknown, childhood and adulthood. You cross paths with her, you're going to come out changed or not at all.
You know what strikes me? It's how rare it is to have a character this morally ambiguous in folklore. Usually it's hero and villain, light and dark. But Baba Yaga doesn't fit. She's not the devil. She's not a saint. She just is.
That ambiguity is part of her magic, and it's what keeps her alive in our imaginations. She represents the things we still can't explain. Why some people survive trauma and others don't. Why the same place can feel safe one day and haunted the next. She exists in that gray area we try not to look at.
Which makes me think, Sarah, do you believe there is still a place in the world for Baba Yaga? I mean, metaphorically speaking, do we still need her?
I think we need her more than ever. In an age of algorithms and surveillance and clean answers, Baba Yaga reminds us there's still wildness out there. Still questions with no right answer. She forces us to look inward and ask, what would I do alone in the dark when no one is watching? She holds up a mirror, and sometimes what we see in it is not what we hoped.
And she doesn't care. She's not here to make you feel better. She's here to make sure you know who you are before you leave her woods, if you leave at all.
Exactly, and I think that's where her power really lies. Not in her magic, or her flying mortar and pestle, or her iron teeth, but in the way she demands honesty. She sees through you, and you don't get to lie.
You face her, you face yourself.
And if you're lucky, you walk away not as who you were, but as who you were meant to become.